For a filmmaker, it's important to show the films in the context of festivals. And for instance, in Italy, we had the sensation because we worked with there's my producer. If you do a pun like this, is Luis Urbano.
Right.
And when we showed the film for the first time, it was in Berlin, in the film festival, and we had a sales agent, a guy, a company that is selling the film, and we achieved to sell this film TABU to lots of countries. We were even surprised how good it went. But when we discussed with him the countries what's the real possibilities to release in theaters, in cinemas, a film like this, like TABU, in Europe, for instance, one of the most difficult countries, one of them is Italy. It's Italy. It's because we all have the impression. I'm maybe the guy that knows less about this because I'm in the job of making films, but is in the job of selling them, producing them, but also releasing these films. We had this guy from this company, Match Factory, that knows a lot about it goes in the countries, and we had always the sensation that, for instance, two countries which are very near to Portugal, which is Spain and Italy, are very conservative markets in releasing cinema. Much more, it's more difficult, and so. But we achieved to sell the film to Italy, and we are happy. Luis now is texting. I think he's selling the film to another place.
With the Italian distributor.
Are you selling the film to Malta?
E qualche tuo progetto futuro? Stai già lavorando oppure in qualche modo?
No, it's very good to have this success with the TABU.
Yes.
But one of the problems is that I spent lots of time promoting the film because of the releases, giving interviews, and so it's very difficult to work in another project. But yes, we have precisely Mariana and Telmo, the editor of the TABU and Our Beloved Month of August. They are writing in Lisbon. I think that at this precise moment they are writing. If not, they will be fired.
No, this precise moment.
It's lunchtime.
Lunchtime.
Okay, so it's lunchtime. So maybe they are not, because they are not slaves. But they are writing a new project that we spoken and we decide how it was our method. And it's a film called 1001 Nights, Mille una Notte.
Sì.
It's not. I'm not going to steal from Pasolini now. Don't worry.
It's not a remake.
It's not a remake. It's a film with Sherazade telling stories to the king, like in the book, but these stories will not be the stories of the stories you get in the book, but will be stories so amazing as in the book, but it will be stories taken from reality, and the reality of things that are happening nowadays in Portugal, which is and of course Portugal nowadays is a country where there are lots of very absurd stories, very dramatic, some of them stories, because of course of the crisis. And so we want to make this portrait of Portugal. We want to film for 1 year, to have a film that we are going to shoot during one year, not all the time, but it's not a documentary. Well, it's not a documentary, but it will be inspired with reality of things that are happening there, and so and it will be Sherazade telling these stories to the king. We viewers of today, we lost some of the innocence that there was in the beginning of cinema, but we cannot just pretend to be in the beginning of cinema. I don't think it's possible.
It's not possible, yeah.
For me, it's not possible because we are linked with our time. This is the time we live. We don't live in another time, but we have the memories of other times. So, making a film today is filming, I guess, the things of today and the things that are important today or exist today, but also put the other times of cinema, other ages of cinema, and other ages of fiction and other historical ages, and try to, in a way, to reconquer this innocence that, in a way, is lost, or it's difficult to have nowadays. When you make a choice of an actor, you have to think what kind of character he's going to do, of course, but also who are the other actors. So in the case of, I would never choose an actress for Aurora, young Aurora, without choosing, without knowing who could play Ventura, the young Ventura. And so with the actor that plays Ventura, which is Carlotto, I know him from before. I worked with him before, and I thought he could be a good Ventura, and that he could be good with Anna, at the couple. So I choose them as a couple. I've seen them together not in cinema, but in real life, in Lisbon, and I thought they could make a good couple in a film. Maybe outside the film. That's not my problem.